Hello guys, alright, let's get going with the patch notes from Korea. This will be the patch notes from today, yeah, but the ones from Korean servers. I have decided to handle this one because I think this is a big deal, especially for the channel itself. As you guys probably don't know, or probably know, the Primrose has become my channel's mascot for the first 2 years. Yeah, the first 2 years of my channel, I have been playing strictly only Primrose. That's why, I've been maining only Primrose. So because of that, the class is pretty much the mascot of my channel, and because of that, I wanted to talk about this buffs. This is actually a really good buff. Like a really good one. I actually already did some testing as well, and I've already talked to some people about it back in the Korean servers. Huge thanks to my friends in the Korean servers. They're very, very nice people. Always tell me some very important stuff and updates and stuff. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about this one. Kite is basically a Primrose translation. I don't know, but for some reason Korea have a lot of different translations. Yeah. But fortunately, I do know what the skill names are, and I've already done these kind of things before, so I'll just tell you what they mean and what the translation is to the global servers names. Yeah. All right. So Kite or Yeon, Y-E-O-N, Yeon or Kite is Primrose or Awakening Meihua. Is a class that can slow down the enemy's movements to create an attacking opportunity for you and your teammates, and lead the battlefield to your advantage. Yeah, this is actually quite true. Primrose is a support, so because she slows people down, so what happens is she gives delays on people's spellcasting, which drastically not only increase your opponent's chances of fucking up, because they do get slowed, so they have like delays, and the backswings become much worse, so they cannot cast as much skills. This is actually one of those things that people don't really understand about how slows work in the game. Slow might not put it this way. There are so many different ways that you can reduce damage. One is of course by the initial damage reduction, so you reduce the incoming damage that's coming from your opponent, or you can actually there are some things that are more aggressive that has the same effect. For example, crit chance reduction. That is also a form of, well, basically damage reduction, because in a way you do not allow the opponent to crit, which is a very big difference in how much damage output an enemy can do to you. Like, I think a good comparison is if, say, someone 1000 CP above me using a Draconia is unable to crit me, that means that she will pretty much, give or take, out of, well, it can go like min max, she can probably only do roughly about 40 to like maybe 35 to 45% of what damage that she can actually do to me. That on top of a full PvP damage reduction, and also the skills initial bonus. Yeah, so crit matters a lot, and people don't actually understand this. People think like, oh, it's just crit chance reduction. No, crit chance is very important. All right, because when you can't crit, your damage is very, very, very low. All right, so that's one thing. And the second thing is actually this, or movement speed slow or attack speed slow. Probably I would say movement speed slow is less important than attack speed slow when it comes to damage output, because the majority of damage output in the game are actually standstill skills. Like, if you realize, skills that stand still or doesn't really move is actually the skills that hurt the most. For example, skills like Absolute Zero, skills like Wings of Ruin, like Reckoning. These are skills that are affected by attack speed slow. Well, probably Reckoning is a bad example, because the Berserker does have attack speed reduction immunity. So that's actually quite something, yeah. But you guys get the point. Most skills that deals a lot of damage are actually standstill skills, and those are affected by attack speed slow, not movement speed slow. So yeah. Wait. Thanks to this, the Primrose plays a role in weakening the enemy and can be active in content that many adventurers participate. Yeah, this is probably talking about the Primrose being more useful on wars or mass PvP. But there was also a disappointment in the content that had to be solved alone, including hunting grounds. I do think that the Primrose is really bad when it comes to hunting. And the problem, to be honest, is not really... Never mind, we'll talk about that as I read more. Approaching the enemy on the battlefield and running away before using the skill. This is definitely something, but I think it goes through with most classes that are melee. Melee do have this kind of problems, it's not just Primrose. If an enemy uses an evasion with skill while using a skill, it was difficult to follow him through, though he was so... Yeah, that's actually quite true, yeah. In this update, we've improved our ability to track and fight enemies by ourselves. So they're actually improving the solo potential, yeah. First, by reducing the cooldown of Moonlight Surge technology. Moonlight Surge. That's probably Cold Snap. Has been interesting... wait. Let me think. Reducing cooldown of Moonlight Surge technology. Yeah, that's probably Cold Snap. It'd be interesting instantly approach. Yeah, okay. The Flow Ice Illusion. That's actually the same name of the ones in Global. It's the same as well. This is the Glacier Walls flow, the one where she turns into the ice and stays invincible during the duration it travels. Has been strengthened to allow it to move further. Alright, so... Okay, in addition, the super armor effect of Full Moon Charm. Full Moon Charm is probably Frost Hallow. Yeah? Yeah, this is probably Frost Hallow. It has been added to strengthen resistance to abnormal status effect. I don't quite understand how that strengthens resistance to... okay, that's probably just... So yeah. Okay, alright. Moongook. The fuck is that? All right, this is talking about Frigid Burst. That is the icon for Frigid Burst. Changed so that mental power, or MP, is not consumed when using skills. Previously, this skill requires 20 MP to cast, and it does hurt the class a bit when she gets mana burned by Lotuses or other classes, Paladins. Yeah. This thing really affects a lot, not just in field but also in arenas, but more in field. But I think the big issue is, I will talk about the buffs first, and I will talk about what changes and what's good and what's bad, yeah? Tenacious Spear. This will be infinite stab. Skill damage has been increased. So they increased the damage of the class of this particular skill. Adjusted the PvP and PvE damage of skills. Adjusted is probably improvement. They don't even need to change that. I don't think they need to write adjusted the PvP and PvP damage of skills. They can just put the numbers and we will already know. But okay, never mind. So they increased the PvE damage by 91%. That's 91 base percent, not total percent. Yeah, 91% per hit. So that's an increase by roughly, if say that's probably like 100. Yeah. Wait, let me just do some quick maths. That is probably a little bit above 80. Yeah, probably 81%, give or take. Let's just say 80. Okay, 80 times. Let me do some rough math. That's 66. Yeah. That's Wait. Isn't that a bit too much? I feel that that's a little bit too much. That's actually quite a lot, guys. I thought it wasn't gonna be this much, but that is a lot. That's a 64% increase. Yeah, 64. Wait, let me do just some rough calculations. That is a lot, guys. Wait, 491 That's 81. Wait. 491.4 minus 409.5. That's 81.9% increase per hit. Times 8. That's a... Oh my god, guys. That's actually quite a lot, guys. That's actually a lot. Oh dear. 81.9 times 8. That's a 655% base damage increase. That is quite significant. Like, I'm not kidding. That is quite significant, but not by a lot, because this skill hits very slow. There's just too many hits, and I think by the time you're casting the whole skill, other classes can cast like 3 skills. And then that's quite a sad part, but oh well. I think what they need to do is increase the damage even further, because this is not really gonna do much, just so you guys know. This is a 491% damage times 8. By the way, that's PvE, not PvP. So let's just talk about PvP, because nobody cares about PvE, right? Alright, so they increased the PvP factor from 296, call that 300, into 345, since we round down the... since we round up the PvP thingy, we gotta round down the end result. Yeah, so that's 340 to 340, like 40% times 4, so that's give or take 3.2. yeah, 320% increase. That's like getting another hits off. Yeah, it's like another that's not a lot, guys. That's not a lot. Absolutely not a lot. But oh well, we'll take what we can have. All right, we'll take what we can have. Moonlight Rush. Cooldown of the skill has been reduced. Okay, this is actually really nice. This is Cold Snap. The Cold Snap's cooldown is actually very long for being a skill with near like to no duration. It's like... Okay, but this is actually really nice. This is a really good buff, yeah, from 10 seconds to 9. It could have been better, yes, but oh well. Like 9 is a good balance to put there, yeah, because I think if they buff it further, Primrose, if this number goes all the way down to maybe 7, probably I mean, this is 9 base, but then you get the cooldown reduction by 2 seconds, so it's currently a 7-second cooldown skill. So obviously very nice. I wouldn't say that it's amazing, but it's very, very nice. She definitely need this, because Primrose doesn't really have a good SA rotation. Especially when you're against grabbers, you gotta cancel your skills many times, and in the end you get dry. That's pretty much how Primrose dies. Because versus a grab class, you gotta cancel pretty much like 2 out of 3 of your skills, and they all have really long cooldowns. So yeah, this thing is quite nice, yeah, for sure. Full Moon, this is gonna be the skill Frost Hallow, yeah? Full Moon. Finally, this class has super armor on this skill. Previously, the Primrose has a very bad super armor, even in field. The problem is because she does not have a full slot of super armor, unlike other classes. Like other classes, you might have 7 active skills and 1 buff, and those 7 active skills would have super armor in field. But Primrose does not have that, because in the past she only got like 6, if I recall correctly. I think it's 6, or I think it's 6 super armor and 1 buff, and you gotta put this skill, which previously has no super armor, in the slot as well. So that's very sad. But now they actually give it super armor, so that's actually quite nice. This is by no means great. This is something that every other class have that she does not have previously. So it just enables her to sit on the right chair, yeah. Super armor not applied when entering the arena. Effect has been added while using a skill. Skill attack speed and range increased, so it's now faster. I can see like these subtle changes, like attack speed and range and stuff. This can really change a lot of things. Not just it's not just attack speed, but when attack speeds of a skill increases, there's so much more possible combos. There's much more possible ways to rotate the skills. Yeah. So this is a really good change. I'm actually quite interested to find out what we can do with it later. Probably we can start doing a more sinister combo. Maybe we can go like infinite stab absolute zero into this, and then infinite stab absolute zero glacier. That might, like, this change might give it enough time for that to happen. So that's actually really nice. Okay, added a 10% reduction in damage to monsters. So this thing, okay, so it reduces damage, yeah, 10% from monsters. Would have been great if that's to adventurers, but oh well. Alright. For 10 seconds upon successful hitting, okay? Number of hits of the skills be increased by 1 hit. So previously, if I recall correctly, it was 892 times 2. Yeah, it's written here. So previously it was like 900 times 2, so like 1.8. Now they made it into 750 times 3. So that's absolutely great. It goes from like 1.8 to, that's, wait, give me a second, 1.5 plus 750, so 250. That's absolutely great. I do like that a lot, yeah. 250, that's not bad. That's really nice, yeah. Very nice. About 300% increase, yeah. 400%, I think. I think it's 400%. I think it's 450%. Give or take 450%. But what makes this good compared to the changes on this one is progressive. This is a DPS skill, while this one is a burst. It's fast. It's an instant cast, so the damage can really be noticeable. Yeah. Next is gonna be the Frost Fire. Change the last strike action of the skill. Change the bound on successful last hit effect to knock down on successful last hit. Okay. So this is obviously her supposed ultimate skill, but it does hurt a lot. But yeah, it has no. The CC was trash. It was bound on last hit, so it's obviously a very bad skill. And then yeah, it's just a farming skill. But I think that in the past, this skill was considered to be one of her possible ultimate abilities because it's the coolest out of them all. Frostfire. This is gonna be talking about Moonlight Requiem or Moonlight Requiem. Frostfire changed the last strike action of the skill. So what they did was they removed the jumping bubble, the jumping bubble skill, the jumping bubble hit on the last hit, yeah, and they changed the bound to knockdown. Okay, so that's actually kind of nice. To be honest, this is actually quite fast. Now it's quite fast actually. It's not slow at all. It's actually quite fast. So I think this can be put on, although I don't think it will change a lot, to be honest. I think it's gonna be the same. Has no super armor. It would be great if this thing has super armor in field. That would be great, but oh well. Adjusted the PvE damage of skills. So obviously this is a rework for her PvE aspect, yeah, not PvP, so not really a big deal. Okay, next we're gonna be talking about tip of the iceberg. This is gonna be the glacial wall, yeah. This is gonna be the ice bubble skill, the thing that makes you want to throw your phone, yeah, the slow skill. The mental power consumption of the flow ice illusion additional movement has been increased to 50%. No, it's 50. Okay, 50. Wait, let me just give you guys a rough look. Wait, maybe I will just not show you guys and just read it out. I think it's much better. I have a Primrose here. Give me a second. Okay, let's open the Primrose currently. Okay. Currently, the Primrose. Currently, tip of the iceberg. Ice illusion uses. Wait, what? Wait, what? Alright, so Glacial Wall now uses 40 MP for additional movement. So now it uses 50. So they increase the MP cost by 10%, but this, in my opinion, is not a big deal And the reason why I said that's not a big deal is, in fact, this is actually more like a buff. Yeah, like as an overall thingy, as an overall thing, this is actually a buff. Because the way things work is, people usually go Frigid Burst, Frigid Burst, Glacier Wall, and like people, and like as you guys don't know, the Frigid Burst, this skill uses 20 mana. But now, this thing does not use mana anymore. So the 20 MP cost for this one has been removed. And because it's already removed, you can fully commit your mana just for the flow of this one. Which in my opinion is still kind of trash for arenas, but oh well. The mental power consumption of the flow ice illusion additional movement has been increased to 50, and it has been changed to move up to 2 additional times. Now this is great. I'm telling you, this is great. Okay, they increased the additional movement, so it's absolutely amazing. However, this thing is kind of clunky in a way that you do not have the mana to actually spam this thing. That's one thing you guys need to know. You won't have the mana to constantly keep pressing this. So what needs to happen is you need some MP recovery imprints. I'm thinking maybe 20%. And I don't even know how much the mana will actually cost. Because while I'm testing this, I was using a very low CP account with where the MP values were completely different from the ones that we have here. And I couldn't do a full 2 cast. So I don't know how that will affect us in global with my own account that's like higher CP and has better mana, and with MP with better stats. But I think this is great. After the flow ice illusion technology, the linkage with full bloom of flower, this is gonna be absolute 0. Technology has been improved naturally. So they give it a link chain with the absolute 0. So you can go from traveling in your ice into an instant Hadouken, yeah? That's absolutely amazing. I think that's good. Because if you guys don't realize, absolute 0 has actually a pretty good range. So that's actually quite nice. Makes her look like a rocket, you know, like I'm traveling with inside the ice, and then the moment I come out, I'm like going with my Hadouken, yeah? Alright, so I think that's gonna be about it for the Primrose buff. That's absolutely awesome. I do like the buff a lot. My verdict for this one, probably okay, you know what? Overall, I think this is an amazing buff. This buff, the Frigid Burst, the Mental Power removed, the MP cost removed. This thing is awesome. This thing will benefit her not just in field but also in arenas, because one of the problems of her is actually against like a couple like Lotus, like Paladins, like Blade Masters. These classes do fuck up her mana, because she has no mana, she can't cast one of her super armor skills. So that was very problematic. But now it shouldn't be the case anymore. So that's really, really good. Next is the Tenacious Spear, Infinite Stab. This one, but this buff is kind of meh, but oh well. Let's just put it right at that. Because I'll explain what is meh, alright? This is a DPS skill. It takes roughly 2 seconds for the skill to fully cast. And out of those 2 seconds, yeah? Well, not 2 seconds. It's more like 1 second and a half, probably? 1 second and a half. During the 1 second and a half, other classes can probably cast like 3 skills. And she can only cast like 1. And most cases, we don't even do the full cast. Like in arenas or field, we don't even do the full cast. We go like maybe 4 hits of this into absolute 0, so we don't really use the whole thing. So essentially speaking, we just need to count like 4. So like 4 plus whatever this increase is, like maybe 1.6, 160%. That's pretty much all we're gonna get, because we're not gonna cast the full thing. Alright? This thing, Moonlight Rush or Cold Snap, this reduction is absolutely great. This is now a 7-second cooldown skill. Very, very good. This will help her a lot in the arenas and in field. This will allow her to move a lot better alongside the additional mobility from the Glacier Wall new buff. This is great. Secondly, this is probably the best buff we get today. Not gonna lie, this is probably the best buff we get today. This Frost Hallow now has Super Armor in outside arenas in field. This will allow her to have a full slot of Super Armor skills in field, just like every other class in the game. So this is great. I love this buff. They increase the attack speed. They increase a lot of things. You might think, oh, it's just a standstill skill. It doesn't do anything, and that's absolutely wrong. Like the attack speed buff and the range, this is great. I love this change, and I think that this is a good way that we can see Primrose going forwards. I am planning on CCing to Primrose again, probably the moment I get my BP, we will change to Primrose again. This is great. I love this buff. And the last buff, this one is kind of meh, but oh well, good for farming. The Tip of the Iceberg, this one is this is a good buff. However, you need imprints for this. I don't see this able to be done without imprints. You absolutely need imprints for this to work. Like, this is not gonna work if you don't have imprints. I'm thinking you probably need 20%, probably, but I'm not really sure. Although I'm probably gonna go full scumbag mode and just going full attack speed slow debuff because I'm a cancerous piece of shit. But yeah, the tips that I have probably for Primrose players is there's like 3 routes. You can go like a 3-route version of Primrose. You can go a killer build for solo hunting. You can go like maybe 30% PvP and 20% MP. You can go for a more supportive build. You can go like you can actually utilize the class's passive intensify debuffs, making your imprints worth more. Your passive intensify debuff gives you a percentage bonus to your debuffs, especially slows and shit, yeah? So you really can make that attack speed slow debuff from imprints stacked up with your shit absolute zero attack speed slow kind of worse. You can make it even worse. So if you think that people are slow already, you should see the set that I will be doing on the next Black Sun, bro. That was gonna be pretty hilarious. I'm going to become the cancer this world needs. It's absolutely disgusting. You can go like you can go full investment of attack speed slow, giving you a total of 50% plus intensify debuff. That's going to be 62.5% attack speed slow. That is absolutely disgusting. I don't think people can actually move after you do that, but oh well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. This is quite nice. I'm not going to be talking about the Mystic because to be honest, there's not really a lot. I'll just summarize the Mystic one for you guys. Dungryonggak. This one is going to be the Somersault, yeah? Cooldown time reduced by 1 second, so it's now a 5-second cooldown skill. So yeah, two charges. This is a non-super armor skill in the arenas. It's mostly for damage fillers and farming. This is great. Overwhelm. Now this is the Fury Dive, the flying bubble, the bubble punch skill of the signature skill of this Mystic. Now it has 2 charges, and the cooldown has been increased by 1 second. So now the way you're gonna be fighting Mystic is you cannot actually let her reset. If you let her reset, she will get back, and then you're fucked. So yep, let's go non-combo gaming. Let's just trade and win. That's probably what the developers are trying to set. Talking about how the game is progressing in the current few weeks now, I think that the idea is quite simple. They are buffing every single class. They're making every single class good. Probably yeah. Well, I mean, this is the class balancing season. I think they have a margin that they want to fill. So you guys can start expecting that in the next few weeks, your classes are gonna get buffs, like really good buffs, like the Warlord, the GM, and now the Primrose, and the other classes previously, the Ravens. Yeah, those are already getting, like the Lotus, those are getting really game changing buffs, and because of that, we can start realizing that probably every single class in the game will get that too. Because this Primrose buff is a lot. This is a lot. How good is it? It's not very good, but I mean compared to the rest. Like I mean GM got one of his bubble skill now dealing like demon level damage. Warlord getting fucked up. And then Raven, well she has an invisibility skill now, so it's kind of bubble as well. Lancer getting the stupid range full god heal bullshit, yeah. Yeah, I think it's quite obvious that this is not great compared to those, but we will take what we can get. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys again very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed, and bye.